So, hi everybody, my name is Jack Schoutston and I'm going to talk about Eastern European countries today, and I'm going to talk about the tips that you should know before you go there. I traveled there like in total maybe more than 4 months. You can definitely have like some insight that will help you to enjoy your trips, but also if you're just coming from Eastern Europe and you're interested to know what Westerners are thinking of you, this is probably also like the right video for you. Let's jump in right now. So the first thing that I would like to talk about is actually the fact that Eastern Europeans are really without any filters. I mean, you guys have like no problems to say exactly what are your thoughts. So a political correctness there is like none of your problem at all. Like you're really open about to talk everything. If you actually like homophobic, or if you're like I don't know, hate the government, or if you love it, if you're absolutely a fan of it, like you're able to like say it like without any filter. But please understand also, and don't get me wrong, like it doesn't mean that Eastern European people actually like to talk about politics. It's actually not much of their main topic, but they are not ashamed of what they are thinking in any case, no matter what they are thinking. So that's the first thing that you should know, is that if you meet someone and is already getting into deep topic, they are just like very direct. So yeah, the second thing is that they are very direct. Like this time I'm not talking about political correctness or anything like this. I'm more talking about like the way they talk to you in the streets, the way they talk with you in general, how they put like emphasis and everything into politeness with strangers and everything, the contact with strangers basically, because this is the thing that is going to matter the most with you when you will go there for the first time. So it doesn't matter where you're going, like if you're going to Ukraine, Belarus, or Russia, or even like Central European countries that are Slavic are also like very close in their attitude, and it's very likely that when you're going, for example, to the shop, you're going to do I don't know, your groceries, buying stuff, and you're going to probably feel like the cashier are actually rude or whatever, because it can happen that they are not saying hello and they don't say goodbye or whatever. It can happen, is usually not the norm, but it quite happen regularly though, and I believe that you should know about it, that they actually care less about the impression that they are making to strangers, because strangers for them is really not like what matter the most. They are not like really giving much deep thought about it, because sometimes when you miscommunicating with them, let's say you're not speaking their language and they obviously don't speak English well, it's going to be very likely that you're going to arrive, they are going to talk to you, ask you to do something. Like let's imagine you at the airport and you need to just like do the checks, and they tell you like to go there or to give your phone on the table or whatever they're asking you, and you don't understand that because they are telling you this not in English but in their language, and basically they are going to see you not understanding, and their first reaction is going to say it louder because maybe you haven't heard it, and then they are going to think, okay, this person is just not listening to me, so this person is going to say it even louder. And sometimes it can like very it's just their way of communicating, you know. They are also like this with people of their own countries, so it's not like it's specifically you. And don't get me wrong, like once you will be back home and they will be back home, they will not give any thoughts about it. Like really, it's like for them, they are doing this the whole day. It's just a way of communicating, really. It's really like this, they are just loud. If they see that there is miscommunication, they are not going to start speaking super English fluently. No, obviously they don't know how to speak English sometimes, so they will just trying to say it louder because they are not used to talk with strangers that much. It's not like a common thing there. They are used to speak with people who speak their language or are able to communicate with them anyway. So be aware of that, and don't be mad at them. They will be able also to just say hey you, like they are saying like hey you, like, you know, they are not saying like please excuse me. It can happen, so like it's very likely that sometimes they just say like hey девушка, or mushina. I don't know. It's just the way they talk. It's another world in a way. I would say that my next tips is to learn language, at least to try it too, because like even if they are saying like hello or whatever, and you already don't understand this, it's going to be hard. I would say that, to be honest, like in Poland, it was quite great. I felt like they are speaking like good English for a country that is Slavic. It's quite impressive sometimes, but sometimes also in Poland you can came across like a lot of people who are not speaking English. So maybe if you just like prepare like maybe 10 phrases, it's going to help you already a lot. Like saying, for example, that you don't speak their language, I think that is going to be like already like quite great. Like ja nie mówię po polsku. I don't know, something, anything that you can come up with that will help you to make like a better impression to them, then they will be helpful, like really, then they are usually quite helpful. Yeah, so especially if you're going to Russia, Ukraine and Belarus, I would advise you strongly to learn something in their language. But all of those three countries, I think that it's not useful for you to learn Ukrainian much or Belarusian, because I think that Russian in any case will work. So just speak Russian and that's it. Like, I mean, just learn Russian and at least you will be able to use those phrases in Russia or in another country that speaks Russian. Another thing that I thought that it was like useful for you to know in advance, because when you're a stranger and you don't speak the language, you might be confused in those situations, and that's the fact that when you're in the streets, people will not assume, especially if you're white, people will not assume that you're not from their countries, because it's very likely that people going to go to you and ask you directions or whatever. Yeah, it's very likely, like you have like a lot of babushkas or whatever that are just going to you and asks for some stuff, and even young people sometimes they ask for directions or whatever. It happens a lot because simply there, I feel like in Eastern European countries in general, like they do put more emphasis into asking someone in general. Like it's very a thing that they do a lot, like asking someone when they don't know something, they are going to ask someone, and of course they use their phones, but you know, you still have plenty of people that are going to communicate with the people and ask things. They just want to talk also. Like for example, in an airplane, it's very likely that the people who are going to sit next to you, they're going to talk with you, especially when they are like older. Yeah, definitely. So don't be surprised. This is a sign that you're clearly entering in your Eastern European countries. So yeah, besides people approaching you, there is, and besides of people behavior, I think that there is one thing which is like quite practical. Wherever you're going, in Eastern European countries, I also felt like in Warsaw it was the same, is about the shops and the fact that you can buy anytime anything. Like there will be always like a shop who's going to be open for you, sorry, who is going to be open for you, and you will have the possibilities to buy something. So for tourists, it's very, very practical, and it's very good to know, because if you're not used to this, you may think, oh my god, I need to buy like everything in advance. No, you can literally buy them at night. The only place I had problem with so far was in Minsk. I should actually check if there is like any store, because I never did this in Minsk so far, but there is definitely like stores that probably are open at night. I'm checking. So Minsk. Yeah, so it's, after looking it, like it seems like in Minsk it's more open, but late, like I've seen like the latest was 2 a.m. But yeah, for the rest, like you should be aware for Minsk, like it's definitely, maybe like Minsk, you're not going to find like shops that are open the whole night. No, maybe one was open the 7-hour day, but that's it. So yeah, so that's it. Then I think I think I gave you like all the tips that I had for me. I mean, I have like all other tips that I can give you. If you like the video, maybe I will do a second part of the video talking more in depth about like some Eastern European insight that I can give you, so you can have like a better journey there. Yeah, I wish you to have like a good stay in Eastern European countries if you're planning to travel there soon. And if you're from Eastern European countries, like, I hope you like the video, and I am very interested to have like your opinion about what I've said, if you think that it's matching what's the reality, if you're recognizing maybe yourself in it. So yeah, basically I'm very interested into it, and also don't forget to like the video, to subscribe, and to share it. It's very important if you like the video, because it will really help me to make more content in the future. So basically I see you in another video. See you soon. Ciao.